Okay, I'm continuing on with the little series I'm making. I think this is the third video. I had done one before that. It was all messed up. Not like these aren't going to be all messed up. But anyway, I'll do a little recap at the beginning of each video and then go on with the newer thing, you know. Since each video is a new video. And why these people decided they needed to park right next to me is beyond me. A whole big old place and they're going to park right next to me. Real life happens in the middle of video. Okay, anyway, they just had to park there. But, so I've mentioned that I live in what I call Narcissism Ville. I did not give it the reputation. It had it before I even knew that existed. I just named it Narcissism Ville and for my videos. It's really just a certain area of a suburbs of Dallas. Just an area with them, all of them. Some people just say it's one city, one suburb, but it's not. Anyway, the reputation it's had since before I knew it was that people have a high sense of entitlement. They basically have narcissistic behaviors. Of course, that's just a generalization, a stereotype. That doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's across the board. But my experience living here all these many years is, yeah, it is. It does have it. You know, not everybody. Has this reputation, and some of the things can be seen like in stores, anywhere. It can be in anywhere. People have that high sense of entitlement. It's not always the like the employees. It's not always the shoppers or the other patrons wherever. No, I mean it's not either or. It's combined. You feel it. It's so thick here. And I know a lot of people like to say, well, it's the same way here. No, I'm talking a big difference. You know, state of Texas. I've lived in many places, and I can travel just like I've done recently outside of here, 10 miles, and it's a world of difference. But here it has the reputation, and it's kind of normalized. And the places, business, they do things like just waste your time. And I'm well aware that other ones do that in other places. Voice going out. But like I said, it's very different here. It's thick. You can cut it with a knife thick. Okay. So since it's a reputation, it's not just me. And I'm not the only person who's experienced it and all this. Yeah, so get past that. Now, where I was in the story was, all I wanted to do was to get frames for my computer glasses. Now, I'm nearsighted. I don't need readers. I can't even wear the readers that you find in stores. They don't work for me, none of them. So I had to have prescription computer glasses. I'm nearsighted. I can read a book without having my glasses on. I can't see far distance, like what you're seeing right now. I can't see that without my regular glasses. So I have to have a separate pair of glasses, prescription, for computer. Okay, that distance is different. Okay, and the optometrists say it happens usually when people who are nearsighted get it in their 50s. Might be people who are farsighted too. I don't know. I'm nearsighted. But anyway, the frames on my computer glasses cracked, and it would bend every once in a while. It just had a little crack in the frame, the wire frame. So I wanted to get another one. Nope, it wasn't going to happen. You know, they made them obsolete, and you'd have to go through the whole thing of getting a prescription, and yeah, going through all of that, you know, to the optometrist, get the prescription, then go and order the new lenses. So I went ahead and got both of them. You know, that's what I was going to do. Go ahead and get them all. And the first time, okay, I went through a whole lot of crazy stuff. Watch those old videos. Just to find out, okay, that. And then I made an appointment, went to it, and there was a whole chaos there that I just walked out. So, I'm not going here. Then I made an appointment at another place, and that's where I am in this video. Okay, so I made an appointment at this other place, not the same chain, not connected at all, as far as I know, but it's not part of the same chain. I decided I'm not going to that place anymore. The whole business, the way the guy spoke to me at first, and I had to say, I don't appreciate being doubted. Anyway, so I made an appointment at another one, and I got a little bit like, oh no, not again. And it's basically, what happens is that I remember on this one that the door said they open at 10 o'clock. Well, she made my appointment for 10. And I said, I wanted the first morning appointment if you have one. She made it for 10. Okay, when you go in, you have to do paperwork. Now, it used to be that places would tell you, get there about 15 minutes early so you can do the paperwork, and then your appointment will be at the time we make the appointment, for your first time. For many years, for all my life. Until recently, it's more of, they'll make your appointment is actually at 10:30, like the first one in the first video said. Your appointment is at 10:30. When no, she had told me 9:30. They didn't open their door till 10. So this place is saying they're opening their door. I saw that they open at 10. I'm thinking, what's going to happen here? But I need my glasses. I have to have them. And the other one's the frame and all. So anyway, I made the appointment, and it was for like almost 2 weeks away. Yeah, it's like, really? Now, appointments cause me a little bit of anxiety, and I finally figured out why I feel anxiety. It's because there's always something. It's so dramatic here. People are like histrionics. Their behaviors are histrionic. I'm not diagnosing anybody with histrionic personality disorder, but they're histrionics. They got drama queens, drama kings. Everything has to become a drama. That you could just go get your glasses and go home, but no, they're gonna make a big drama out of it. Unbelievable. So they can get attention. They're gonna blame the customer. I've mentioned all this in these other videos. It's unbelievable, seriously. So I'm thinking that's why I feel a little anxiety, is because I wonder what kind of drama and trauma am I going to face just going to get my glasses. Well, the first one, there it was. The first video. So anyway, the appointment finally made it yesterday. Okay, and there it was. And I'm standing outside the door. It's 10 o'clock. And yeah, they're still not there. No lights on, no sign of anything. I've never been there before. I don't know how big it is behind what I can see through the door, if somebody might be in the back, so I knock. Nobody comes to it. Then finally, a woman shows, a little bitty woman comes running up. She probably was maybe 40 years old, if that even, maybe 35. And she was running up, and she unlocks the door, and she's dressed in sweatpants and like a t-shirt or something. And I'm like, who is this, And apparently she was the, receptionist. But no, as it turned out, she didn't tell me. She had me fill out paperwork, but she was the actual optometrist. Wow. I said, you're the optometrist? She said, yeah, my receptionist, her battery didn't start on her car. Okay. And I had made this comment that, yeah, things happen, so we got to understand that things happen, one of those videos that things happen, and you have to be understanding that, yeah, sometimes people will be late. And there it was. I just made a video on that, and there it was. Okay, but the whole thing of people these days opening the door, making an appointment for 10 when you don't open the door until exactly 10 or after. Yeah, that's a bit of a waste of a person's time. Okay, because sorry about that. But you're there, and most people get there a little bit early anyway, so they don't miss their appointment, because I live in a suburb of Dallas, and it's huge, and any time of the day is rush hour. Okay, and so who knows what's going to happen? Lights go off or whatever, traffic lights, and you can be delayed. So 5, 10, 15 minutes early, it's not a big thing. That would, to me, many people would do something like that. And so you're sitting there, you're waiting for them to open, and they open exactly at that time. Then the waste of the time is to have the patient come in, then fill out the paperwork, and then wait for their appointment. See what I'm saying? I don't think it's all that great thought out. To me, the thing would be to say, you need to fill out the paperwork, so come a little early before your appointment, and then actually have your appointment at that time. Now, I understand people get behind. I've worked in surgeon's office, and I've seen it over years when I was younger. So I've seen it. You sometimes get behind. But don't schedule everybody 15 minutes apart. And that was the problem where the places I worked, they scheduled too close. Okay, and they didn't, you're wasting people's time. But to them, all that matters is that they get their job done, and they impress their boss, and then the boss is that he or she has enough patience, to make money. Cynical. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not across the board. It's the ones I saw, and not all of them did that. But yeah. And I know other people who worked in it and the stories, and all that. But yeah, it's coming down these days to that the customer or the patient or the client or the whatever is going to pay somehow so they make their money. We're already paying them. Why aren't we, we have to waste our time. We have to spend our time for them to make their money. Other than just going and get the service and leaving. And why on top of it here do they have to have so much drama? Seriously. Now, I have seen this since I was a child. Seriously, I'm 56 years old, and I've seen this, that it doesn't matter. I remember where I grew up, back then they didn't make appointments. Seriously. You just went in and you sat and you waited to see the doctor. And you could sit there all day long and finally see the doctor at the end of the day. Really, seriously. Okay, then the people started making appointments, and you would think, okay, you make an appointment at, say, 10, that you'd actually get in there by 10. But instead it's like noon. That's wasting people's time. Like I said, I worked for them. I understand what some of them do, and I did it. Yeah, because that's what you did. That's what you were told. I wasn't a person who made the scheduled appointments, but if a phone, one came in, they already had the slots and stuff that the template, the people who do it had already made a template, and I would just plug in the information. Okay. I didn't have the decision making. I wasn't in a position to decision make. I was in a totally different department, or some area. But yeah, not department. I don't remember what you call it. It's been so many years. But I've worked in more than one, and it's a whole, just attitude that they're somehow superior, and the customer is inferior. I don't play a totem pole thing. I don't like to play the totem pole, but we all know there's social contracts, and no, the customer is not the inferior, and you don't need to play that game of you making yourself superior. So, I'm not one to say the customer's always right. I've said that in other videos, but they're not always wrong. Okay, and that's what I see more and more these days, is that the employees are, too many of them, not all, of course, immediately put the customer in that kind of position. Anyway, but it was a waste of time. I don't know what I should have called this whole series, really. It's not over yet. I have to go back and get my glasses. But when I went to order, it's not. They're not associated with the optometrist. But I went to there's a store in there, and I went there to order them. Hopefully they're better. It should be. They were much more expensive than I think the last place I got them. I think it's higher, better class anyway. And there was almost a little drama there, but I was not going to allow it. No, it's not happening. And that was with another customer wanting to, like the, I guess, receptionist or cat, I don't know what you call it there, but whatever she is, I don't know, optometrist assistant, but they're not connected. But you know what I'm saying. Eyeglass, whatever. Anyway, she was helping me, and then she said, well, because of my eyes, a certain thing, to get a smaller one, so I went to look back at a smaller frame. And in the meanwhile, there was another customer there, and she wanted for that only one person working there, for her to help her. No, because it's not a fast process, and I wasn't going to allow it. So I finished, and I went back up there. And I said, now where were we on this? And the whatever she was, employee there, she got it. I'm not going to wait until she finishes with another customer when she's working with me. You see, living here, I've had to toughen up with these people, because I'm actually or maybe was a nice person, but you got to get tough. And as years go by, things change, and I'm not the only person who's had to learn how to get tough, or just, I wouldn't even call it tough. I'd say just stand your ground. Just stand. This is not any kind of counseling or advice. I'm just saying how I feel about it, and I could be wrong. But just to stand your ground and say, no, I'm not going to be pushed aside for you to work on, work with somebody else. Finish your job. You start the job, you finish the job. The customer is not here to wait around on you. Okay, so you get your job done. I've had to get tough like that. I've had to just be able to state my thing like that first man that I said, I don't appreciate being doubted. Because he was so much wanting to blame me, the customer. So I know what I know, and they were wrong. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. But, if you've had some kind of experience with this, with anything like this, it doesn't have to be going to get your glasses, not to an optometrist and all that. And you want to share it, feel free to leave a comment below. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle icon that pops up. If you want to watch another video on this channel, you click on the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. And I'll talk to you in another video. Bye.